What is going on in the Denver housing market? Home prices have just shot through the roof. Will home prices drop? Is it going to be time to buy? Stay tuned. Hey everybody, this is Alyson Wahl with Live South Denver. I'm your real estate strategist and realtor for the South Denver area. Today we are going to be talking about the July market for Denver, and let's just jump right in and get to the numbers and talk about what it means for you. There were 6,600 closings in July. That is up 21% from last year and 29% from 2 years ago. And for a little more recent perspective, that's even 1,000 more than in June of this year. In fact, according to our local real estate board that tracks these numbers, this July is the highest recorded month of closings in Denver's history ever. There were 7,000 new listings that came on board in July, and that was only 200 more listings than in June, and that tells us there's going to be tight inventory ahead. However, when we're looking back to 1 year and 2 years ago, that is 16 and 19% more than a year and 2 years ago. That is telling us that sellers are selling. So we know how big the closings were in July. Were the buyers still buying? What about the under contracts? It is true, the activity was still going strong. There were nearly 6,450 homes that went under contract in July. That is a 24% increase from last year, and I can tell you from what I have seen so far, we are on pace for a very hot August. Both the average days on market and median days on market decreased in July. The average days on market decreased by 1 to 24, and the median days on market decreased by 4 all the way down to 7. This big shift in the median days on market is telling us that a well-priced home is literally flying off the market, and we are seeing that. Homes that buyers are looking at on a Thursday or Friday can easily be gone by Sunday or Monday. But the small change in the average days on market is telling us that homes that are mispriced for their condition will linger. So the advice is, sellers, don't get greedy. Price your home right, and if you want a bidding war, price it slightly under the price you think it's going to sell for, and then you will see the buyers come in like crazy on your property. So with all of that activity, we ended July with just about 3 weeks of inventory, about 5,300 homes, and that is down 36% from last year. All right, so now the important part. What do all those numbers really mean for you? Well, that flatter pricing trend we've been talking about is gone and out the window. Average home prices soared last month, almost up 10% over last year. They were up about 7% in the attached homes, which is condos and townhomes, and up about 10% in the single family home segment. And because of lumber price increases, we are expecting to see new construction have a substantial price increase here in the next couple of weeks. Average prices is not the only place we saw an increase. The median prices increased as well. We saw an increase of about 7% this July over last July, just under 7% in the attached homes, and around 8% in the single family homes. To put icing on the cake, or to add insult to injury, depending on if you're a seller or a buyer, homes are selling at 99.5% of their list price on average. Now, last year this time they were selling at 98% on average. That is a massive change. Now, I do want to put a bit of perspective on the average price increases, lest the sellers get too terribly excited and buyers get a little bit too nervous. If you have watched several of the previous videos on market updates, during COVID, we talked about how $1 million homes were really not selling. There was quite a freeze up in that market. It had a lot to do with what was going on in the financial side of things. Lenders were putting holds on jumbo loans. Obviously, there was a lot going on in the employment side of things. And so homes that were requiring jumbo loans and were just on the large side were having a hard time getting sold. Well, we saw a massive change in July. There was more than a 50% increase in closings in the $1 million plus market, in new listings, and in under contracts. And so all of that shift has really boosted the average sales price. But I do not want to make it seem like that is the whole picture and that is all of what is going on. It is not. I am serving clients everywhere from the 250 range to the million plus range. And we are seeing bidding wars all the way up into the $700,000 range for homes right now. And I know there are homes in the million plus range also getting bidding wars depending on how they're priced and the condition that they're in. The real estate market is hot. And lest I scare anyone off and you're thinking this is just Denver, it is not. I have colleagues all around the country and they are seeing the same thing, and sometimes in a more intense fashion than we're experiencing here in Denver. The root causes of this are multifold, and it really has to do so much with the fact that interest rates are at or below 3% for many buyers, which is a huge driving factor to get into the market. For every 1% change in your interest rate, it shifts your buying power or the cost of having your home by 10%. And now with so many companies offering full-time remote work, people are able to move from any place they have been to a place they've been dreaming of, and oftentimes keeping their full salary. So that makes places that have been more expensive than Denver very desirable places to leave and make Denver even more attractive, as if we aren't attractive enough. On top of that, there is very much a sense of carpe diem, seize the day. I want to live where I want to live, for myself, for my children. And Denver is a place that attracts people who love the outdoors, who want great weather, who want a place where people are friendly, they can get outdoors and experience things that they don't get to experience where it's hot, humid, too expensive, they're city bound, and the traffic is limiting. So that is really driving our demand here. So I don't want to lay all of the home price increases on the $1 million price point. I don't want to scare you away and think that all of the market is hot only in Denver. It's nationwide. There are so many factors. If you have other questions, you're curious about the Denver market, I would be so happy to talk to you, see if I can answer any questions for you. Just give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. It would be my honor to talk with you. I will see y'all next week.